habits. We'll be talking about why tiny changes make a big difference. Next slide.
Topics, the surprising power of atomic habits, how your habits shape your identity, and vice versa, how to build better habits in 4 simple steps. Next slide. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. If you get 1% better every day for a count of 1 year, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. Habits are a double-edged sword. Next. Small changes often appear to make no difference until you cross a critical threshold. Next.
An atomic habit is a little habit that is part of a large system. If you want better results, then forget about setting goals. Focus on the system. You do not rise to the level of your goals.
Alright guys, how your habits shape your identity. Alright, so there are 3 main levels of change. So there's the outcome. This level is concerned with changing your results. And then you have the process, which is concerned with changing your habits and systems. And your identity. It's concerned with changing your beliefs and yeah. Alright, so what is the most effective way to change your habit? Your identity emerges out of your habits. So say if you want to be more physical, then your identity will shape into that habit that you create through it. And habits help create the better version of yourself. And the real reason habits matter.
How to build better habits. There are 4 simple steps to build better habits. 1, routine. It's the trigger to build better habits. So it's your goal, why you want to create that habit. The craving is also another step of why you want that. The response, the actual making of the habit or performing the habit. And the end goal, which is the reward and what you got out of that. This pattern is the backbone of every habit to the feedback loop behind all human behavior. Try, fail, learn, try again.
All right. So the 4 laws of behavior that help you build good habits and break bad habits. So how to create a good habit. The first law that we will be talking about is the cue, as Mr. Christensen mentioned. And the thing to make it into a good habit is to make it obvious. So it's got to be something that's in front of you, that you see it. If you want to run on the treadmill for 10 minutes every day, then put the treadmill somewhere where you can see it. So that's as easy as it is. The second law that we'll be talking about is the craving. And that's the motivational force behind that habit. So you want to make it attractive. If the habit is there, but you're like, who cares? And does anybody care that I do this habit? then it's not going to be attractive enough for you to keep doing it. And third law is the response. So this is the actual habit that you do. We'll talk throughout these chapters that you have to start out making it easy. If you don't make it easy, you're not going to do it. And you'll break the habit. And the fourth law is to make it satisfying. That's the end goal of every habit that we have as humans, is if we have a habit and we're not getting anything out of it, then why have it? So I'm going to talk about the inversion of this, and that is how to break a bad habit. So as Master Smith was talking, it's very easy to make a bad habit, but it's hard to break it. The flip side, so this is the same kind of thing. So how do you break a bad habit? Well, the first law, that cue, right? To make it into a good habit, you have to have the cue. It has to be obvious. To break it, make it invisible. Oh, it's gone now. I don't want to run for 10 minutes on the treadmill. The treadmill's gone. Right? Easy as that. If you want the second law, the craving, if it's attractive, you're going to want to keep it. If it's a bad habit that you're trying to break, you make it unattractive. The third law is to make it easy. Well, what's the opposite of easy? Hard, difficult. Make it difficult. Right? You're like, well, I don't want to pull the treadmill out to run on it, so therefore I'm not going to do the habit. And then finally, if a habit that you have, you don't know if it's obvious or attractive or difficult or unsatisfying, that's probably the first step you need to do. Look at your habits. Say, are these things that are good or are they bad? So making it satisfying is the reward. So what do you have to do to break a habit? You need to make it unsatisfying. That's the way to break it. So to be continued. So each one of us will have a chapter of the book that we'll be talking about in more detail. So thank you for your time.